Hey, welcome to No Shit MMA. That was pretty quick. Welcome to the show. It's episode number 3.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on tonight's show, we have
Chris Horodecki.
Yeah.
Affliction fighter, former IFL standout, all-around good guy. He's an instructor at Extreme Couture Toronto, and he owns a gym in London called Adrenaline.
Right.
And he's a badass. Chris is a badass, and he looks like he's about 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also on the show we have Carlos Newton. And Carlos Newton is making his comeback to MMA. He actually took a hiatus in, I think, 2004. He came back in 2006, fought a few times, and then took another hiatus, and now he's back at the end of this month at W1
yeah.
in Gatineau, and we're going to be there covering that.
March 28th. I'm actually going to be the play-by-play man on the Fight Network.
Which is really shocking.
Yeah,
that you can do that.
I can't believe it either. I can't even believe we get to do this. Like, we sit here now 3 weeks in a row and just talk about the greatest sport in the world to what appears to be a number of people that are watching.
Yeah.
They're probably like 50.
It's an appearance of...
Messages. People are telling me how awesome this show is.
That's right. So just real quick, I just want to say this show is broadcast live on thatchannel.com. The show is No Shit MMA, and it's sponsored by Extreme Couture Toronto.
Yes, Extreme Couture Toronto.
Which basically means they donated your time.
Yes. Also, I was supposed to say that this weekend at Extreme Couture Toronto on Saturday, Minotauro Nogueira, former UFC champion, he's going to be there doing autographs.
Awesome.
At Extreme Couture in Toronto. Could be kind of cool.
I
won't be there. I'm going to be at the UFC in Ohio.
Right. I'm aiming to be there and get a few minutes with him, maybe do a bit of a interview, ask him some questions that he's never been asked before, and let's see what we can get away with.
Yeah, again, like, you know, since we really don't know anything about anything, if anyone is on our Facebook group or on the website or anything, give us some questions for Nogueira. Right. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that since we're just talking about all that kind of appearances and that kind of stuff, actually this doesn't relate. I was going to switch the topic over to Baby Fedor. Did you hear what happened to him?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that has to do with what we were just talking about.
No, I was
That's crazy.
I was somehow going to try
your segue just
I was going to try and transition from one to the other, and then I realized there is no transition.
No real segue there.
All right, so let me. So it was. Let me see if I can get his name right. Kirill Sidolinikov.
Sure.
Kirill Sidolinikov.
Sure.
So anyway, he was suspended.
Baby Fedor.
Right. Yeah, that's easier.
Yeah.
That's probably why he's called Baby Fedor. And he looks a bit like Fedor.
Yeah. But a baby. In baby form.
Right, exactly. He failed a drug test.
Yes.
So he's been suspended for 1 year. And what was he taking?
Stenozolol.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, that's like
whatever
that
steroids.
is.
Yeah. No, I think it is steroids. I asked, actually... I'm at Extreme Couture Toronto every day, and I just went over to like this really big jacked up guy, like huge. He had veins like as big as my arm and stuff. And I'm like, hey, Sean, what's stenazolol? And he's like, it's Winstrol. I'm like,
what's Winstrol?
What's Winstrol? Ben Johnson was on it. Okay.
So it makes it faster.
Yeah, apparently. I did some research, and apparently it's supposed to make you leaner, more shredded, and your muscles like denser and harder.
So Baby Fedor's been on that for about 5 years then.
Yeah. If anybody now, unfortunately, we don't have anything to put up on our screen. We don't have that kind of technology, really. Do we?
We do, but for some reason we forgot to do that.
Okay. But anyone who watched Affliction or just puts into Google, if you've heard of that thing, I just found out about it. Right. Baby Fedor, you'll see this flabby. I mean,
he's not flabby. Yeah, he's just sort of like a barrel-chested guy.
He would kick the crap out of me. So I don't mean to call him flabby.
And it has nothing to do with weight class.
No,
he's just a better fighter.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah. I mean, he's kind of more like stocky,
he's a
barrel-chested
soft
guy. He's
kid.
I don't know about soft.
Oh no,
but he's not cut. He's not like he doesn't look like a bodybuilder.
No, he doesn't look like GSP or something. He's by the comparison of MMA fighters, he's a bit softer. So what would the guy look like if he wasn't on stenazolol? You know what I mean? Like
he'd probably be 400 or 500 pounds.
Honestly, though, like all joking aside. I don't know what everybody's opinion of drugs and MMA is, but first of all, whether or not that offends you or you find that to be offensive from a cheating standpoint, from a medical standpoint, when a 19 or a 20-year-old is taking steroids, this is a very bad thing, man. This is going to hurt their liver. This is going to hurt their kidneys. It could hurt their testicles. You're 20 years old, your testicles start shrinking. Yeah. I mean, really, like there's just no way that a 20-year-old... Also... the reason people sometimes will
everybody should be taking grobalizanol.
Yeah. That's
For sure.
yeah. Go the opposite route.
Yeah.
Grobalizanol.
Massive unit and all.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you don't want that stuff to shrink at 20.
Right.
But
you never want it to shrink.
Here's the other thing. If I found out tomorrow that Randy Couture was on growth hormone or whatever, you would look at that and go, okay, he's 43 years old. His body isn't making this anymore. Maybe it's cheating, but I would understand it. It's not at risk.
You'd understand the motivation for it,
right.
is what you're trying to
this
say.
Is a 20-year-old. His body is full of all these things. You know what I mean? All he has to do is work hard. He wants to gain weight, he lifts weights. He wants to get leaner, he runs.
Well, are you talking about Baby Fedor? Yeah, but I mean, you don't even know how long he's been on it or how much he took.
It doesn't matter.
Or it could have been like Ben Johnson, where he didn't know he was taking it because the needles that were going into his ass, maybe he thought they were something else.
Right, that's sure.
Yeah,
okay. But, for a 20-year-old to be doing this, his body is full of growth hormone, his body's full of testosterone, his body's full of all these things. When you take drugs, when you're a 19-year-old, you're cheating and you're lazy. You are lazy. Like, hey, look at that, someone's calling.
Maybe you should turn off your phone.
You think? Nah. Okay.
That goes back to the professionalism.
Right.
And
which is why you're wearing that shirt tonight.
Well, I was trying to step up the look a little bit. And then you've done a great job by wearing another just T-shirt.
Yeah. I'm also going to step up the professionalism tonight. I'm going to have a glass of wine.
Where'd you find that?
Instead of a beer.
How do you even come up with this stuff? How come you're always drinking alcohol? You're a fighter, and you're taking alcohol.
Well, here's the thing.
You drink more alcohol than I do.
I actually don't really drink, and
Whatever.
I haven't been drinking. But on this show, it's like, really, how am I supposed to do this show with you?
That's what it is. It's so unbearable.
Oh, it is. It's like you could drive a guy to drink. So far in 3 weeks, I've had 2 beers and a glass of wine. This is probably habit forming, and this could ruin my so-called fighting career.
I hope it does because
thank you.
You've got such an awesome record already. How can it hurt?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're coming off a win, so why not relax and take it easy?
Well, we were actually talking about this earlier. Well, let's get to our guests soon, but we were talking about this earlier is, the kind of thing we want to talk about on the show, we want to talk about with our guests, is the things that people don't see on TV. Everybody knows how fighters train. Everybody knows how hard they work. Yeah. But a lot of fighters that, I've got to know and other fighter friends of mine have got to know will literally finish a fight and then they'll take 2 months off. And they'll blow up to 30, 40 pounds heavier. They'll go out partying like rock stars. You know what I mean? And I've been a Z-list rock star. Partying like a rock star is way overrated.
Yeah, but you know what keeps you thin is the drugs, right?
Apparently. Stanozolol.
You choose the right drug.
Yeah.
All right, well, then that should probably take us to our first break.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is, going out on the break, we're going to show a quick video of Chris.
Chris Horodecki, yeah.
Horodecki, because we've got a video, should be ready, I think. And when we go to that'll show maybe a quick 30-second of kind of the stuff he's been doing recently to people.
Chris is a badass, man.
And while we're on break, then we'll get him on the phone and we'll have
can I use my phone again?
Now you can.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's go to that video. Thanks. And we'll see you right back on thatchannel.com. You're watching No Shit MMA. What's the number?
You're always nervous. You don't really know what to expect, but you're prepared, so you still got to be confident. And you let all your emotions flow out. Just that first hit, you wake yourself up. Okay, I'm in a fight. It's game on. You gotta stay calm, stay cool. You hear the crowd. It's loud and roaring. You have to be able to hold your emotions, hold any fear you have, any nervousness. You just gotta suck it in.